We're there. Excellent. Excellent.
Now.
Happy Sunday evening, everybody. I'm so happy to
Hello,
see you all.
hello.
Hey, Ken. Hey,
Hello,
Ken.
my darlings.
I see a Zoom user that may or may not be blue. Welcome, Lupe. ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenida. Felici.
Mark is in the house.
Domingo.
Hello, how's everybody?
Here.
And our guest, our special guest, I see him in my upper left-hand corner. Hi, Joni. Mark
Hello.
Monaco is here. Nice to meet you, Mr. Monaco.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks
Love
for
the
having
hat.
me.
Love
Thanks.
the hat. And we've been all looking forward to having you here tonight. I'm so glad that Randy was able to facilitate this. Randy, you want to do an introduction? Welcome, everybody on Facebook. Hi, happy Sunday. Hi, Wanda. How are you, love?
Hi.
Hi, guys. Welcome, 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 welcome. Yes, we have a very special guest with us this evening. His name is Mark Monaco. He is from the group called the Strayhearts, and huge inspiration happens to be, and grateful for, is my cousin Raul. And one of the amazing videos that he put up in support of Raul for the GoFundMe has garnered about 72,000 views
Wow.
so far.
Very good.
And because of his efforts, the GoFundMe is up to about 245,000 some change right now.
Nice.
Oh,
So we're very, very
yes.
grateful
Can't
for
see it,
that.
but I'm applauding
Awesome.
you
Thank
right
you.
now.
Good
But
job.
Mark's music is extremely talented, and you can get his music on Apple Music, Spotify. You can find him on YouTube, a little bit of everywhere. He is multi-talented, and we'll get into some of those other talents, but we're going to let him speak first and let him introduce himself and talk a little bit about what he's doing.
Yeah. Hi. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Sure
Yep, loud and
can.
All
clear.
right. All right. Well, thanks again for having me.
Yeah.
Raul's always been an inspiration going back to, my first, forays into country music in the early 90s. Always loved the Mavericks. Worked as an intern at MCA Records for a while, where the Mavericks were for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Raul and the Mavericks, have always just been, from a distance, they've been a part of our family. Really, it's Christmas. That's the album that's playing. Their Christmas record, which I think is one of the greatest Christmas records, especially all the original stuff. It's just great. So, when this latest development, we knew he was battling cancer, but I mean, the guy's a beast. I mean, COVID didn't stop him from putting out like a double album, and nothing stops this man. And even when he was diagnosed, I mean, he's out on the road constantly, and it's just like, so, it's like we always, want to believe our heroes are, just bulletproof, and he certainly looked like that was going on. So when, it was one of the saddest posts when we got the news about the LMD diagnosis, and that just was kind of a gut punch. And I just did that, that little video. I've made several of them, and it's just gone, so much, so many views and so much attention. And I didn't even know I don't ever do that kind of thing either. So I'm always just hesitant to make these videos, but I literally I'm here in my bar here, and I just one night I was like, look, I'm just gonna post this, and I posted a little, several of them. One, I'm speaking and directing people to the GoFundMe, and then another one I actually attempted in another's arms. Never played that. Always love it, but Raul was one of those that you don't approach that casually. It's kind of a hard thing to do, and but I did one night, and I just posted it, and it's brought me into the circle with everybody, and it's just it's a great, it's unfortunate circumstances, but I'm glad I could play a small part in that.
Well, it's a great tune from what I've heard. The little snippets here and there, and I think I speak for a lot of people here when they say it touched our hearts hearing it.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yeah.
It's
I've
a great
never
song.
had I've never had the I've never seen your band perform, Mark, but so do you ever perform Maverick songs?
No, I would never. It's like it's kind of like Elvis. I just you don't mess with certain things,
Ain't broke, don't
Only
fix it.
well, but it's kind of hard. It's not. Never. It's kind of like Elvis. I just you don't you don't.
Somebody
Oh,
has
Somebody
I'm
who's
hearing it
got
play
their
back.
phone up, you may want to turn that down, please.
Yeah, if you have your phone up.
I was like, that sounds familiar. Yeah, it was. I Yeah, it's just one of those things. Even the other day, I mean, I played. It's a much simpler song, but oh, what a crying shame. I mean, that's. I don't think that never. It's one of those songs that just never gets old, and even as simple structurally as that song is, especially compared to some of their other stuff. Um, Gosh, it's kind of hard. It wasn't. It's not as easy as just sitting down there. You don't just you don't just throw out the Maverick songs and because you may regret it, because you may not be able to hit that
High
mark.
bar.
So yeah, we don't. We've been all over the place. I guess the my sort of tribute to Raul. Um, right before COVID. So I've always loved the Mavericks. Like I said, going back to the '90s, but I got to admit, I'm a bit partial to the later Mavericks, more recent catalog. I just absolutely love it. And so around 2019, I was having some health issues, and I was able to take some time off and start writing again. And one of the things we wrote a song and put it out called Mystery Havana 1939. And it was a total, tip of the hat um, to the Mavericks, to Raul, and to that whole Latin rock and Americana and all that. And that's kind of so far it's been kind of our flagship song. We did a music video here in San Antonio, but we were really definitely um, I guess I was basically doing what Billy Joel did with was that Uptown Girl? He was trying to make a Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons record in the '80s with Phil Ramone. Yeah, I was basically doing that with the Mavericks. So we were just trying to do that. And I'm from San Antonio. I just recently bought another house down here, and so I'm back to where I started. But that was the closest thing that I ever did to kind of getting in that, paying homage until these videos. I never even tried to broach his catalog. It's just it's a high bar to clear. So,
For
There's
any of those who've not heard this talented young man's music, one of the best way it's been described that I've seen is it's rock and roll with elements of pop, Latin, vintage country from the Alamo City.
I love
Now,
that.
what many of you may not know is that he's got some acting credits to his name as well. You want to talk about that? You want to talk about that too?
yeah, last couple of years I spent. I did a season on a show called Vindication. I played a villain. Can you imagine? I know I look like a sweetheart.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say
Yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah, it was a great experience, and I've been in some commercials, done some. I got to do some fun projects. Um, I did one for a chain of this regional health center down here in Texas and on the Gulf Coast, and they cast me as basically Arlie Ermey's character, from Full Metal Jacket, and so I got to play the drill sergeants. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun.
It's funny. I've seen it. It's good.
Yeah, did you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. You did good on it.
And then I was on I kind of talked my way into when I was first starting to think about getting back into acting. And I was on the set of Succession, So I was in the last big
Pre-show.
scene with Brian Cox,
Oh,
and it
wow.
was filmed up in New Jersey. They put me up in Manhattan, and my little bald head's in the back clapping at this scene. And then we didn't know because nobody knew he was going to be killed off in the second or third episode of the last season, and he was the star of the show. And so it turned out to be his last hurrah, and he gives this big speech to the newsroom. And so and that just kept rolling, and it's always great. I mean, it's like, on a different level, but it's like, I think as performers, especially singers, are always kind of drawn to that because it is storytelling. It is, you're still on the stage, whether it's just in a controlled setting, delivering your performance to the camera versus, big, theater. Singing or acting on a stage is totally different. Camera, on screen. Yes. So I think we're always drawn to that. Dwight Yoakam, notable example, of course, Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra. And it's just another way of storytelling, especially for singers. I think we're kind of drawn to that. So it just kind of fell in my lap. But in the last year or so, I've really just felt this pull to get back to music, and we just finally got control of our Spotify and distribution and everything again. And so we just relaunched everything, and we have a song right now that's kind of catching on. It's a duet called "Ain't Going Down Without a Fight." I wrote that 10 years ago, and that's it's not a brand new song. And so we just been reissuing all the old catalog, working on some new. I got a bunch of new music coming out real soon, so I've got a lot of things loaded up. We're just kind of rebuilding and getting back to music. And then, of course, I do my bar tunes here. I don't like going out. It's too crazy out there these days. So I just brought the bar home.
It looks nice.
Yeah, it's convenient.
It looks good.
I can walk home. There. Yeah.
There's
fun.
A comment on Facebook, Mark, if I can read it to you. It's from Judy.
Please.
Judy, who's one of our, she's usually here on Zoom with us. And she said, please say hi to Mark for me. Convey thanks for his music and new Spotify channel. Can you elaborate on that so people know where to find how to get your Spotify channel, the Spotify channel?
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks to Randy too. We just updated a few more details, like on YouTube. It's Mark Monaco and the Strayhearts, like the Stray Cats, but the Strayhearts. And it's everything's linked on Instagram if you follow us there, or anywhere really. I mean, you can go to wherever you download or illegally
He's
steal
everywhere.
music. Download us, steal us. Yeah, exactly. I remember those. Yeah, so anywhere and everywhere, but
no
the big thing, but Spotify, if you're, on Spotify, if that's your comfort zone, that's the one that's really kind of taken off for us. And you don't need to. I think my mother was asking, where does she need to? I said, no, I think you can do it for free. You just have to listen to ads. So it's just like a radio station, basically. So Mark Monaco and the Strayhearts everywhere, and we just got back from Memphis, Tennessee, did another session there. We got some cool stuff coming out. Yeah, so we're kind of keeping our powder dry for some of this new stuff, so we can once we get everyone to know we're back.
How was your meet and greet with Wayne Newton, by the way?
Man, that was amazing. That was amazing. Wow. So
that's a legend for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. So my I guess my childhood was a little unorthodox. I was always a bit eccentric, you could say, maybe the understatement of the year. But I remember when I was my mother, when she was a single mom, she had battled cancer when I was real little. I was like 6 or 7 years old, and so she, thank God she made it through and still here with us today, amazingly. But when we were on our own, my mom and me, she said, okay, I'm starting a new career in real estate, and I can only afford one vacation a year. And she said, where do you want to go? The coast, or you want to go to the beach? Where? I said, no, Vegas. That'd be great. And so she was like, okay. And she had always been to Vegas, and my family's, we're not gamblers, and so we like the shows and the insomnia, like the city that never sleeps.
Yep.
And so anyway, yeah, to answer your question, so I saw him years ago at the Sands. So I was the kid I'd always sneak backstage, and nobody was expecting me. Probably wasn't even looking that low, but there I was. I would sneak backstage, and yeah, I remember seeing Wayne Newton for the first time in like 1996 at the Sands, the original Sands, with the Rat Pack and all of them, and it was really big. And this last time I saw him, it was super intimate at the old Flamingo.
Oh, and, yeah.
And it was almost like a comedy club size room, but he was just, man, he was so good. He came out there and he plays the videos and everything, the footage from playing with Glenn Campbell, Frank Sinatra talking about him, talks about Bobby Darin, who I love. And then afterwards, I got the chance to meet him. They set me up with that, and he comes out, and he's just the nicest guy, most engaging, sweetest man, beyond being talented. I mean, he could play. They brought out the steel guitar, the lap steel.
Oh, wow.
And he played fiddle, the Orange Blossom Special. I mean, he really was. You can tell when people really love it, when it's almost like a drug for them. And it kind of is that for me. Like when I throw these songs out there on the piano every night, probably 99% of them I've never played before. I learned them 5 minutes before I hit the record button, and but they're just songs.
You do them so well,
man. I've just in the last few years I've taken to the piano. It's kind of my home base now. Even though I'm a guitar player and drummer originally, it's really home for me. But I'll just strike a note, and wait, that's. And then I'll go off on a tangent. Look up the words.
Raul started out as a drummer for the Tomboys,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, gosh, it's crazy, man. And I think it's amazing what he was able to do, going from the 90s. They were always kind of the alt country, bringing that 60s kind of Roy Orbison is what I always thought of.
And they were friends.
Were they really? I'm sure.
Yes.
I mean, gosh.
One of my cousins used to go with Mr. Orbison's wife, third wife, I think it was,
oh my gosh.
to the spa all the time. So yeah,
really?
I mean, it was like integral, like connection with that.
I'm so jealous. Yeah, he was amazing. And you can tell that it comes out in Raul's voice and his, the phrasing. Roy, to me, is one of my heroes too. And I was just born too late, man. I was just born too late. And so I never got to see Roy. Yeah, I went, never got to see Elvis. But Roy Orbison was, I guess, besides, when I was growing up in the 80s, all the hair bands were real popular, and I was the only kid that was listening to, Roy Orbison, Elvis, and Carl Perkins and that sort of thing. So I was really popular at school, and it was I think Roy, to me, is always something you aspire to. And if you read the history or listen to the interviews about Roy, he was just one of those, like Elvis, that was he was from another planet, because the way they talk about how he got ready to sing with that gentle, with that delicate little, high mix voice and falsetto.
Yeah.
Most guys, we're all drinking tea and, taking care of it, drinking lots of water and baby. No, he would had a pack of Marlboros and some chocolate milk and Coca-Cola. You're like, oh, what? How did that guy get all those notes? And he's one of those, I think, too, like Raul, I think Roy was even better. One of the very few examples of great vocalists that were actually better at the end of their
Yes,
career than they
because he had
were.
that whole time period where, I mean, nobody was really playing his stuff. He was kind of like he was having trouble and,
Exactly.
financially and everything like that. And all of a sudden, that song put him right over the top.
Oh yeah,
Then
and
he
everyone
had,
started paying attention to him. Oh, I'm
and then
sorry.
he
Go
had
ahead.
that album with the Traveling Wilburys and
Oh man.
with Jeff,
He had done a
Jeff and
lot of
George Harrison
music.
and all them.
Well,
Yeah.
like he sang with Katie Lang, and
Yes.
he
Yeah.
had a concert in the 80s in Los Angeles. It was a black and white
That
night
black
with
and white one,
Yep.
and that was
phenomenal,
gorgeous.
phenomenal
Yeah.
video
The
concert.
what was it called?
And
The Coconut Grove at the old
it was
Ambassador
somewhere in
Hotel.
it might have been. It was called a black and white night. He had Bruce
Yep.
Springsteen on stage with him.
Elvis Costello. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that. I always was looking at Ronnie Tutt, the drummer. That was
yes.
Elvis's drummer.
And he did Katie Lang was able to record with them. They did Crying.
Oh,
And
God.
That was fabulous version.
yeah.
I love
So I think
it.
there's a lot of but see that's what you're saying about Raul just hits it
He,
like that.
he does, and to have that, like I said, I love all the Maverick stuff, but I really just a Brand New Day and all night
Brand
long,
New Day.
summertime. I mean, all these songs are so
Rolling Along.
yes, rolling along, man. I love
But
I love
what
those
you're
records.
saying about that you were born too late, I feel that because I grew up listening to Conway Twitty and Dolly Parton, and
Yes.
those were my parents' songs. And then I just thought, well, I was a kid, but I was like, I'm never gonna have that. Well, that wasn't true.
Yeah.
I just had to wait a while.
So let me
Yeah.
ask you this, Mark. So, like, all these amazing songs, like, Ain't Going Down Without a Fight that you did with Brian Jeffrey and Rosary, your cover of Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire.
Yeah.
You do these amazing songs, but why are you so nervous about covering Raleigh?
Again, it's just that he's another level, man. He really is just vocally. I mean, even with a song that's, simple structurally with the chords and everything, it's Oh What a Crying Shame is very, very basic, musically, but damn, just getting that, even those choruses is like, and I may have transposed that down a little bit. I don't remember, but man, it's hard, and that phrasing is hard. It's not, it's not something that he makes it seem very easy. I'll put it that way, but he's
Very
just
effortless for him. Yeah.
it is, and
Well,
I've seen him solo and with the Mavericks. I saw him 2 times at Flores Country Store down here near San Antonio and Helotes, and the solo night, I think it was just him solo. Maybe he had somebody come up with him. I can't remember because he was just, man. He's one of those, like, it reminds me of the time I saw Elton John a million times, but ironically, the best show from Elton was in my alma mater at Texas Tech. That's where I graduated from. And I remember going to see Elton there, and he didn't bring his band. He brought nobody.
Wow.
And it was in a basketball arena. And I was like, man, how's he gonna hold 14,000 people that hold their attention? Man, I've never seen anything like it. It was like 2 hours and 40 minutes later.
Wow.
And the dude was just sitting at his piano by himself, nothing on stage. And he'd play Benny and the Jets, Daniel, whatever. And then he would stand up in between each song, take a bow. There was no barricade between him and the audience, and he'd walk along the front and shake hands, sign autographs, get back on the piano, play another one, stand up, take a bow, shake hands. I mean, it's like all night, and nobody left. And so I think there's very few artists, and Raul is one of those that can just, you're like, how are you gonna, this is gonna get boring, and this, it's gonna be too, like a, too coffee house or something. No, it's like, nobody leaves. Everyone's just like
Mhm.
captivated, and
They have
you
that
know, we all
that's-
aspire to that.
I've
I
got a
think
little small Elton John bit of information I think I might throw out to everybody, because if anybody has ever seen Anna's picture, my cousin Anna, Betty's twin,
Mhm.
with Elton John,
No.
there's a reason why, because she used to be engaged to his accountant.
Really?
Oh,
Ah,
Oh,
well, there you
Wow.
go.
So
Nice
if y'all didn't know
trivia.
that, now you
oh,
do.
no.
Small world.
Did not
Um,
know that.
7 degrees
Another
of
small
separation.
thing that you may not know is when you were with MCA, the guy that the VP that signed Raleigh initially, I was there at the house in Atlanta. Well, actually, it was the apartment before we got the house. I was there when he took the DAT tape. He'd just gotten it in by FedEx. That was back then, the DAT tapes, to take to the
Yeah, I remember
producer.
that.
He was
Yeah.
going to perform. So what I remember, if I remember it correctly, was the guy who was there to see him that got up and left like mid-performance while they were rehearsing or something, and just said, sign him, gave him the 5 album deal and everything like that. And Raleigh thought, oh my God, I blew it or whatever. But he was from, we found out later, he was from Mountain City, Tennessee, I believe, which is where our family farmhouse was at. And some of the songs that Raul wrote happened to be there. And one of the times I just sat down on the floor in the bathroom and listened to him practice one of the songs. Happened to be in Mountain
Wow.
City, Tennessee. So it was like a little small connection with that too.
And this before, right when they were getting signed with
He
MCA?
was the guy who gave him the deal, the initial deal. I don't remember his name,
Not
but
Tony Brown. Not Tony Brown, was it?
I don't remember. But Betty would know, or even Anna may know. I don't know if she's in right now or not. But
Yeah.
and I think Betty is going to be watching this later. She's going to show it to Raul later. But
Yeah.
I believe it was the guy who was from, or his family was from Mountain City, Tennessee. So it was a nice connection when he got signed, that kind of, made it feel like, a complete circle.
Yeah, it was a really. I went to Belmont, so out of high school, I terrified
Bella
my
University?
mother. Yeah, and
We talked about that, didn't we? Yeah. Okay.
maybe, yeah, and I told my mother I was quitting school, and I was just going to go to Nashville, and she's like, "Well, if you're going to go up there, why don't you? Let's see if we can find a school up there." So she found Belmont, and so I went for a year. I went up there, and
The beautiful college.
Oh, it is. The problem was I hadn't, I mean, I was 18 years old, so I had no, I really
Yeah.
hadn't, I'd only written a song or two, and, only one of them was halfway decent, and so that's a songwriting town. Nashville is a songwriter's town. I remember I had the gumption to go up to Costas, and I was like, "Hey, let's write together." This guy did all these, had these huge hits with everybody. Dwight Yoakam at the time, I remember. And, but yeah, so when I got the opportunity to be an intern at Decca, and this was 1998. So I was in that big tornado, literally standing under the damn thing on Music Row. God. Yeah, and
Wow.
ended up in the stairwell with a who's who of Music Row. I was with Bruce Hinton and Tony Brown, Mark Wright. I was with Sheila Shipley Biddy. All these people that were. I worked in the subsidiary, the relaunch of Decca Records, which was the old Conway Twitty, Loretta Lynn.
Yeah.
And a historic label. They relaunched it, and they had Mark Chestnut, and we had Leanne Womack. Yeah, we had several of them, but it was Gary Allen was I think he was sort of new, and yeah, it was great. But I got to meet Dolly Parton.
Wow,
she's awesome.
She is, and the morning they,
smart cookie. Oh my God, she's so smart.
Oh, she
Brilliant.
but beyond that and her talent and everything, she was the most genuine, down to earth person I've ever. A celebrity I've ever met. I remember the morning that she was coming was a big deal because she was going to come and visit with MCA. It was all in the same building. and we had a little hallway downstairs, and right by the mailroom. And so they sent me, being the low man there. I was sent out to, this before the internet really took off, and so they sent me out to the American Airlines location in the shopping center out in was it Green Hills? Is that what they call it? I think. Yeah, way out there by the Bluebird and all that. Yeah, to go pick up the airline tickets for Mark Chestnut. And so I was like, really, right now? That's like, everyone's like, I can't believe Dolly's about to arrive. And so I have to leave. I get back. I was trying to hurry back. I get back, and I'm like, and everyone's just, the office is buzzing. Oh, I can't believe I just met Dolly Parton. I'm going to call my mom. I just met Dolly. I was like, thanks a lot. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And so I went to the mailroom and I hung out there for a little while, and I started talking to her driver. And, a little while later, there's just commotion, all these people. And of course, she's a legend, right? So, and these are executives that are treating her like, royalty. They're carrying like flowers and gifts. And it's this whole thing, this massive, executives just undulating down the hall. And she passes me, and they're trying to, put her out the door into this gold Cadillac that's waiting out back. And she stops. She sees me. She kind of nods, and she stops and pushes back through everybody, all these executives and very important people, and comes up and is like, I don't think I got to meet you.
Oh.
I said, I'm Mark. I said, I go to school with your niece, Danielle, at Belmont. Oh, my gosh, I love Danielle, blah, blah, blah. Then about a month later, time goes by, and I get stuck. We had one door going into that hallway that was a tiny little space for Decca. And the VP of the label is standing there, Sheila, and she's standing there with her hand on the door, and she's talking to somebody. I'm trying to go in. I feel like Tom Hanks in Big, I've got to make these by 5. And so, yeah, so I'm just kind of standing. I don't know what's going on, but I know she's blocking the door, and I can't tell her to move. And all of a sudden, I just hear this voice interrupt the VP of the label. And I was like, hey, Mark, how's it going? How are you doing? And I was like, what? It's Dolly Parton. She remembered my name after like a month. So, yeah, it was a lot of cool things, a lot of cool times. I was bodyguard for Whitney Houston one night at the Dove Awards, as an intern. That instead of doing community service, instead of picking up trash or something or volunteering somewhere, we got to do like amazing things like work security for the Dove Awards as part of the program at Belmont. And yeah, it was a great time. And it's like I said, I think I mentioned to Randy, I was like, man, it's amazing I never met Raul, because we were always kind of running in so many of the, in a close vicinity, I think, at certain points. But it's those are good times, man. It was a booming period for country music, for Nashville. And it's good to see some of the kids, coming back up and paying homage to that sort of that era, trying to bring that era back.
Have you seen, Mark, have you seen the people, different groups on social media trying to cover Maverick songs, like on Instagram and TikTok? Have you seen any of those?
No, I haven't. I haven't looked too hard.
I'll send them to you. We've got a few in our feed already.
Yeah,
it's some younger people too, so it's nice to see.
They should, and it's it's always great, because popularity is one thing, and actually being a trendsetter or a trend bucker, I think I love that about Raul, and just, man, especially in the last 10 years or 12 years, whatever it's been since he, I guess, reconstituted the Mavericks. It was like, man, what do you call them? In fact, the song, there AI's coming into everything, right? And so we have like our advertising, like our ads and stuff that we're running. I threw it says, no, don't worry. AI is gonna peg the genre. Just throw it in there, and we'll tell you what genre this is gonna resonate with. And it thought for a minute, and then it came back. It's like, yeah, Snake Eyes. No, we had no. What is this exactly? So I kind of took that as a compliment that I kind of flummoxed AI, and it was a little confused. So, but I think it's great because so much stuff is homogenous.
Yeah.
One person will do it, and then everyone's jumping on with whatever that trend is. And I love how I always like to think of it as like photocopies, right? So the closer you are to the source, it's always going to be more genuine. It's always going to be better. It's like making a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets worse. It degenerates, right? Worse and
Yeah.
worse and worse and
Yep.
worse.
Yep.
And so when everyone's copying the same thing, it just gets worse and worse down the line. But when you can tell the people who really appreciated, they're really drinking from the source. They're
Yeah.
drinking from the spring, and that's like Raul with everything from Roy Orbison, Elvis, Mario Lanza, whatever it is. It's you can hear that, and no one knows. Maybe if they can't put their finger on it, it comes out in your music, and that's what I always try to do. And it's I think it's the most fun. It keeps things fresh too, but I think it's the most the richest kind of songwriting and stylistically creative things you can do.
I wanted to
think,
let
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. I wanted to
I was
let
gonna
everybody know that Anna is watching
Oh,
in
hi,
Cuba, and
Oh
she just
wow.
had some of Raul's friends come over to the house. So she is having this run in the background so everybody can hear it while they enjoy themselves.
Anna. Oh, excellent. Hi,
Awesome.
I love
Anna.
it.
Happy you're here. Mark, I was gonna say because I don't sing or by any stretch of the imagination. I said I don't play any musical instruments. I play my stereo.
Yeah.
Um, but that's what Onkyo is for.
Right.
Um, uh, but what I was gonna say is I was listening to Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain today off of the Playing the Hits by the Mavericks. And I've always tried to pinpoint because even my friends ask me, what is it about the Mavericks? What is it about Raul? Because they're just like, you've been this way for so long.
Yeah.
And why are you like this? And it's the nuances, it's the
Yeah.
levels, it's the nuances. And just to give an example, at the very end of Every Little Thing About You, when he sings, okay, who can do that? I mean, I'm not saying
Yeah.
nobody has ever done that, but it's not common.
Done that
It's
well
not.
too.
And yeah, and it's the nuances. I can't explain it. It's just like when he sings, it's like somebody lassoed my heart and they're just pulling it real
He's
tight.
got it. He
Hmm.
has it. I have a beautiful video. I don't think I shared it. I don't know where I shared it. I posted maybe a story or something on stories, but I have a really. I didn't know it was going to be um, such a sentimental moment. I guess I just came across this video from me and one of my daughters, and gosh, she's probably 8 or 9 at the time, and there's a video of us, and we're two-stepping, and Raoul's singing "Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground," and
Yeah.
it's such a cool video. I didn't even realize I had this video. Someone took it, and I had it, in the 1 million photos and videos, but it's a
Hmm.
great, such a cherished moment, really. And Raoul is just singing his butt off, and
Yeah.
that's a hard song to sing too.
If you
He
ever want
does
to
that with a
upload
lot
that
of
to the
songs.
group, it would be greatly
I
appreciated.
will, now that I think of it. Yeah, but it was a great thing, Raoul really digs into that vocal, and that's when he really shines the best. And that's what I always try to emulate or try to do is when you get those songs, don't rush them. Make them, get in there and just sink your teeth into it and just, you know, uh, milk it for everything, every ounce of emotion. And he's able to do that with that voice. And but
Hmm.
Yes,
it was a
Does.
cool memory. I'll have to post that for y'all.
there is. And I think there's songs on, well, because I listen to him more now than ever. But there are songs you're gonna cry. You're
Yeah,
guaranteed gonna cry. So sometimes if I'm driving or going somewhere, I'll just skip those songs. But
yeah,
a change is gonna come. You're gonna
Oh,
yeah.
cry. You're
oh,
gonna
Sam
cry.
Cooke. Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna
the old
cry.
Sam Cooke
I'm
song.
telling you.
Yeah, Yeah, I even like that. I mean, it's just amazing too. I think the other thing too that I guess it kind of sets him apart too there's very few writers. Most of us just write the same song over and over. It's always, yeah, there's even rock stars that have been sued for sounding too much like like themselves. Oh, yeah, this was with another publishing deal, and they sued him. Um, Raul's one of those that I think John Mayer is another one that, man, it's like this record just sounds. Everything sounds. You're not just retreading the same ground over and over. It doesn't just sound like all night long. It doesn't just sound like the same thing each time. It's like so different. And one of the songs I've been really drawn to recently was off their last record, Moon and Stars, was And We Dance.
Yeah, great album.
Mhm.
I was just gonna say that.
Wasn't that?
That's one you got to pull over because you know you're gonna cry. Yeah.
It is so,
Yeah.
and
That
sonically,
was
the way,
my first song off of this.
oh my gosh, and Live Close By, Visit
Yeah, I
Often.
love that one.
Fun
Yeah.
song.
Now,
Truer
Mark, I
words.
got to tell you, when I was reaching out, I'm sorry, somebody was just talking. I cut them off. I apologize. Who was it?
Live
I don't
close
know.
by. He was talking about live close by, and I said truer words have
Ah.
never been spoken.
And I said I love that one too.
Mark, you might enjoy this, depending if you're well, since you like being in the business and in the film side too. When I was reaching out to numerous people, letting them know about this event, one of them I reached out to happens to like your music, and she's
He's
a
the one.
retired
Oh,
actress.
she's the one.
Well, she's a retired actress, and you may have seen her in a couple films like Witness and Top Gun, things like that. So it's Kelly McGillis. So
Oh, wow.
she's been a friend of mine for years.
Oh, yeah.
She's also a client,
Wow.
and she's no longer on Facebook. So she had let me know. She says I can't watch it because I'm not on Facebook anymore. I was like, join us on the live. But she likes your music, so I thought you might appreciate that.
Oh, I
Now,
love it.
as a follow-up, instead of Kelly McGillis, we have Wayne Asper here, who I'd like to introduce, who is my business partner with James Asper Architectural and Design. Wayne, say hello.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you, James.
Welcome, Wayne.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Good to see you
Wayne.
already.
Hi,
Thank
Wayne.
you for being
Come
here.
Wayne.
Hell yeah.
He is tuning in from South Florida, enjoying the palm trees and the flamingos right now.
That's right.
I love
And the
it.
good warm weather.
Oh,
Now,
Nice.
Mark,
I need
you
a
also
break.
have a Christmas album, don't you?
So I put out an album, but we have a single that I did a couple years ago. Like I said, we're kind of relaunching the catalog, and so I wrote a song called "Lonely for Christmas," and it's a happy, cheerful song. No, it's just a classic, 6/8 kind of thing. And one of the cool things, I guess one of the silver linings with, I guess one of the only ones with COVID was that the world shut down, and a lot of people that were unavailable suddenly became very available music wise, and I was able to do I didn't know anybody in the circle, but reached out to Francine Reed, Lyle Lovett's duet partner. And she was the one that was on the Tonight Show, Carson's Tonight Show, back in the 80s. And so I was able to do Ring of Fire. That's who I got to do that. And then she was in the video and just a lot of cool stuff. But one of the interesting things was that we started being able to get like world-class, even non-celebrities, just working musicians that normally wouldn't be available. So I'd have like a string section. I could have a real actual string section. This guy that had played Carnegie Hall and all around the world and on TV shows and stuff, and he suddenly had nothing to do, and he's got a recording set up at his house, so he's doing violin, viola, and cello. Nice. And that would have cost thousands of dollars, Need to get
Yeah.
someone to arrange it, mic everything up, take half a day to, set everything up and then record. And now that guy's just, he's in his underoos at home, just cutting this world-class, track. And so that was one of the cool things. And so with the Christmas song, even we had like a vocal group that did all the, ooh-ahs and all the background vocals, 50 style stuff. And I think they were like over in Sweden. And then they just fly the track in. I'd send them the track and they do it. I had a horn section or at least a saxophone player in New Orleans. Never met these people. And they did a lot of that stuff and finished that record that got stalled right when everything shut down. So, that was kind of a cool thing. And I still am working with a lot of people that way. I'll go in usually and just start, just lay the basics, the foundations. We just and then I'll bring in some people that are just amazing, get some lead guitar players or horn section or steel, and I'll just get these world-class players, and they can just drop that on a Monday night when they're off and they ain't got nothing to do, and they can throw down these amazing songs instead of me having to go down the street and find some guy that's okay, but and then rent the studio. So there's a lot of things that are happening, and that's really exciting about that we're able to work with other artists, collaborate, or just get amazing session players we normally wouldn't have access to.
I can put you on to an acquaintance of mine who is in Austria, who is like an incredible violin player. He's Emmy award-winning violin player, and he works a lot with another friend of mine, Skip Martin from Kool and the Gang and Daz Band.
Oh yeah,
They've collaborated a lot together, and Skip has gone over there and done numerous performances with him and stuff like that. He might be a good one for you on that end for instrument wise.
Oh yeah, I love that.
And
Cool
Skip as well because of his trumpeter skills as well.
Oh wow. Yeah, that was like that was like baby food for me, man. That's when I came around was always Kool and the Gang, JT Taylor, and and then you mentioned Denise Williams, right?
I adore Denise and her son. Her son is like a brother to me. I love Denise. I can't say that enough. She is one of the sweetest, the most amazing human beings ever.
Man, I love that
wonderful
stuff. Yeah, and that was
wonderful.
my mother had that record, the Johnny Mathis and Denise Williams record, and Too Much, Too Little, Too Late, and all
Too
those.
little, too late.
Yep.
Yeah.
What about
we might be the same age, Mark.
I'm thinking that too.
I grew up I was born in the disco era.
Yeah,
So.
I was too.
Oh my God! Yeah,
I was born in '67 in East LA. So
yeah, I was born in '78.
So, you know who
Oh.
a friend of mine was for many years? I used to work with her,
Who's
Alicia
it?
Bridges.
Really?
oh, that's
No kidding.
Yeah, her and her wife now live in. Actually, Wayne and Rehoboth in Delaware, where you just sold your house. They own several houses there now.
Really?
But she's up there now.
Gosh, it was such a great era too. I mean, that was the '70s. I've been on a '70s kick lately.
We were too young. I saw everybody going to the disco, and I had to come in by 9.
Exactly.
Take off my roller skate.
Right.
Oh, I love it.
So here's '70s nostalgia for you. So there's I'll say young lady. She's I think getting close to 90 now. Very big also in the '70s and stuff like that. Her name is Dionne Warwick.
Oh yeah, I saw her.
Dionne, when she used to host Solid Gold back in the '80s,
Yes,
before
Marilyn
took over. Marilyn was a tennis partner. Her and Billy were tennis partners with my mom, but she was drinking buddies with my Uncle Bill, my late Uncle Bill, and they used to go and throw back scotches at the David Williams Hotel there in Coral Gables.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. Dion did with
Yes.
the uncle?
Yeah.
I got to, speaking of Vegas, I got to see Dion Warwick and Burt Bacharach together.
Oh my
Ooh.
God.
And
That would
so,
be
yeah,
What a
fantastic.
combo.
this was so I was at Caesar's Palace this last week. I haven't stayed at Caesar's in years. And so I was like, I'm going to go back to the old school. And I was trying to piece together where everything was because it's, there's certain things I loved about it. It's so expensive that, it's $10 to get your cigar cut, and it's just like, nickel and dime. But I remember so the old theater, the old showroom, that's when Sinatra got into a fight at the and had a falling out with the Sands. He went over to Caesar's, and that's where my parents saw him on their 10th wedding anniversary. It was their first vacation ever, and a much different place back then. My dad has a picture in front of the Caesar's marquee with Sinatra on there. And so I got to go when I was, I don't know, 13 years old or something. I got to see Sinatra from the front row too. It may have been on the same trip. Yeah, so I'm at the Desert Inn, if y'all remember what that was.
The Mavericks played the Desert Inn.
Did they really? The old
Yeah,
Crystal
I was there.
Room. What? I didn't even know
there. It was at midnight. Ask
Yep.
Raul.
And that's a bit of
It
a
was in a January.
She was in the
it was
front row
cold.
screaming.
that. Wow. That would have been.
It was different because they set the tables up, like
Yes.
the show, so it wasn't like a concert where you get to stand at a stage. You had to sit at a table and you were sideways. But I'll never forget it because I got to make a request and I asked them to do Call Me the Breeze. And
Skinner.
Robert was like, you know what, that's a little boogie woogie, let's do it. And that's the only time I've ever seen them perform it. But they had just done that Leonard Skinner album.
Tribute.
They had just
Oh,
recorded
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
But,
yeah.
yeah.
This was back before they had Ticketmaster. And
Yes.
I was probably not, in the old days, you used to not, minors weren't even allowed to linger in the casino. And so, so I went, and my mom she told me, she was like, okay, so what's going to happen is they're going to open the doors and the maitre d' is going to come out. He's got the tuxedo and he's going to ask for your tickets and tell you good evening and welcome you. And you hand him your tickets and he'll shake your hand. When he shakes your hand, you fold up a 20 and you shake his hand. He'll never look at this, but your seating is going to depend on what you put in his palm. And so I was like, really? That's kind of cryptic. And
that's old school.
And I did. And the couple in front of me, they just handed him their tickets and he took them straight to the top. And then he came back, shook his hand, and sure enough, we went right down to the front row. And I remember being I was, like I said, I was the kid who would always I would just go backstage. I just, the guys like getting his, getting his hair and makeup and stuff. And all of a sudden there's this, 12-year-old just standing there. And I was just unafraid. But that night I was very afraid because I was like, I would love to, I wanted to get there and just shake his hand or whatever. And there's a video that surfaced recently, from the 90s, from about that era, 1993, I think it was. And some dude comes up on stage, like probably at the Riviera or at the Desert Inn, and comes up on stage. I just want to shake your hands. Like, get the hell off my stage. So that night I was a little hesitant, but he sang amazingly. And Frank Jr. conducted the orchestra, and his voice was amazing. It's the room that he started in, the Crystal Room, where the Mavericks played there. That's the original. That's the room where Sinatra got his start in Vegas, I think 1952. And it was crazy, man. But he was right there. And I remember the coolest thing about that show is that he loved his old saloon songs, right? And he had his Jack Daniels on stage there, and he smoked a cigarette. And he the second to last song, and I don't know why I remember this, but it's one more for my baby, one more for the road. And he finishes that song, and they bring the lights down as he's walking off the stage. There's all of a sudden there's a solitary little light that's just dimming. And then the lights come back up and they do New York, New York, and that's the end of the show. But so yeah, I got to see that. And then Dionne Warwick, I remember I saw her with Burt Bacharach backing her up. You know, he wrote a bunch of her songs, probably most of her songs, and he was those classic ones. And looking back on it, it was such a treat. So I was at Caesars recently. I was trying to picture, and I was like, yeah, I think this is where it is. There used to be that place, Cleopatra's Barge, a little lounge, you know, where probably Louis Prima and, you know, Wayne Newton was there. But it's that old Circus Maximus showroom that I was in, that was like the one where Sinatra did his televised show. Andy Williams used to play there. Tom Jones recorded an album there.
Love Tom Jones.
Oh, me too, man. I've seen him a bunch of times, and yeah, it was cool to get to see the old Vegas and the new Vegas, and it was like an epiphany in I think 1993 when I saw Dwight Yoakam.
Oh,
I got to
wow.
see Dwight, and it was like I'd never seen anything like that, because I've been to country cons. We have the rodeo down here in San Antonio, so I got to see Jimmy Dean, Loretta Lynn,
Oh, wow.
Charlie Pride. That was every year, you know, Ronnie Millsap.
Oh, wow.
So I got to see all those people, but I never been to like a show, you know, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be country, you know, it's gonna be probably just, you know, kind of boring or whatever. I never heard people. It was like going to see Elvis. Like, people are screaming. They're smoking pot. What, at a country show? And it was,
Yeah.
and it was. I was like, I don't know
Oh,
what's
yeah.
going on here. But it was at the old Aladdin, the old
Oh, wow.
Performing Arts Center. It was like a big theater. And I think Neil Diamond opened it in 1976. But man, he came out. He just came, you know, sauntering out there, and he had like chaps on, and the cowboy hat, and the place just erupts. And I was like, oh my, what is this? This isn't a country show, man. This is rock and roll. And from then on, I was just, man, you know, kind of sold on it, and that really was a pivotal moment when I was like, wait, country is cool. And about the same time, I started discovering the Mavericks. So it's like, wait, it's not just this or that. It's you know, it can go so many different places. It's kind
I
of a wide
agree.
genre, right?
I agree. And like all these things that you're saying about Vegas, when I saw the Mavericks at the Desert Inn, it was right before all the changes. I don't
Yeah.
think downtown was even covered yet at that point, but
No.
the Desert Inn was on the Strip. But see, that's one of the things that's so exciting about the Mavericks is, for lack of a better word, there's a panache.
Yeah.
There's a
Oh yeah.
certain level. It's a. I don't want to sound like a snob and say it's a class and sophistication. But it is. There's
Yeah.
a performance level. It's their artistry. It's the way that they are. I can't. If you could bottle it, everybody, you know, they'd be, you know, billionaires.
Yeah.
But that's what you don't get that anymore. You don't get that. So at least in my case, there's probably people have been fans longer than I have. It's part of the attraction, and you don't find that at all, really,
Right.
hardly
Yeah.
ever, never.
The
Yeah, it's
layers
under the
of it.
surface. Yeah, it's under the surface,
Yeah.
but I think at the end of the day, you know, I think you know, guys like Raul, you can just tell he gets so much satisfaction from
Yeah.
not being chained to, you know, oh, I got to make a country album. I got to make a top 40 album. And that's, I think, something here in Texas for a long time. I was kind of the cowboy rocker, and, you know, I was like jumping off of risers and stuff, doing split jumps and stuff. But it was, but I always felt a pull, to a pressure to, I got to make a Texas country record.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think there's a certain liberation that you experience when you're not shackled by that anymore. I don't have to make a country record. I don't have to make a Latin rock record. I don't make a honky tonk record, whatever it is. I'm going to change direction. Even with Raul going from you know, electric bass to with Robert, and then going to the upright, and that got me going into that realm with the upright bass, and then now back to the electric bass. Just being able to bounce around and make a completely unique record and be free to make whatever, is something I think we all kind of aspire to.
That's one of the things that I've always admired about Raul, is that he's always stuck to his guns and done his music the way he wants his music to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, God
After,
bless him.
yes.
Curious, I was going to ask because I see Hillary here, and I want to be Hillary when I grow up. Been to 109 concerts, but hi Hillary, thank you for being here tonight, love. You know what? Can you be, because I don't know anybody that's been to more concerts than you. Can you?
There's a number of people.
Roll.
There's a number of people.
But you're here. But you're here. So I want to pick your brain. And what is it? If you could encapsulate, like what? Because it's not a tangible one thing about
You
Raul
mean-
and Maverick.
I mean,
what
as
hooked you?
far as going to a concert,
What's
come you
hooked
went to
you? What's
109?
hooked you about the music? Yeah, what's hooked you?
well, it's really hard for me to say. I think as I explained before, I think part of it with me is I'm not the music person so many of you are. And I first was introduced to him because of photography, and the draw to him, the rest of the band, once I saw it, because I started knowing him through the solo shows and then they got together. But I mean, people say, "Oh, I couldn't take a picture like you. I'm bouncing around everything." I don't dance. I'm not I'm not moving. I'm so focused on them, their physicality, their emotion, their relationship with each other, the interactions that they have. It's I sometimes I feel guilty as I sit and I listen, and everybody who knows their music, and you talk about different singers and songs and this and that, and it does. But I love watching them, and I love the music. But it's the photography is really what grabbed me. And I had a concert this summer, 2024. We went up to Prescott Valley here in Arizona, and I had made a mistake on the tickets. I don't know what happened with me. I thought I was like 3 rows from the front. I ended up being like 3 rows from the back or something. I cried. I mean, I loved the music. I was glad to be there. I couldn't see them. I had a man directly in front of me who was this big. I couldn't see, and it was at the end, people were up and around, and I did go up the aisle, and it was I still got my little bit of fix with my phone, but I'm very much connected visually. I mean, I think that's even things when, as I see the pictures, even that your pictures that are here, I'm seeing one, I guess it's green screens that you have. That
We have the moon and stars.
But I'm looking at eyes, and I'm looking at the Raul in those pictures. But I'm really very part of it, and people. I'm a people person, and I've loved the people I've met at concerts and the friends that I've made over these 15 years or so of following him. I mean, it's been amazing to me. I mean, we saw them in the UK, 3 different shows, and somebody opened their house. We were going to say hello to meet someone, Bernadette Sunderland, a woman in Blackpool, UK. And long story short, she invited us to stay. She had extra room, blah, blah, blah. And she's a lifelong friend now. I mean, we're in touch with WhatsApp and things, all that. But we've met so many people, and so it's really a combination. And Raul's his magnetism to people, the magnetism of the people who love the concerts that come, that want to get together before or after a show, who want to share an Airbnb or open their homes. We open our home to some other fans. So it's really a combination of things. It's a big picture.
Mark, I highly recommend Hillary. She's actually a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant event photographer. You'll have
Oh
to go through
yeah,
some of the photos in the group.
I will.
Thank you.
She
Thank you,
is
Randy.
amazing. So keep her in mind for any concerts that you're doing. She
Do you
is
have a
Right.
like
favorite,
primo when it comes to that.
Hillary? Do you have a favorite concert that you favorite Maverick show out of all
For
those?
me, that I
Yes,
photographed? Oh,
or that you were at,
well,
or
I'll tell you, actually, I think what comes to mind is we had the opportunity in 2015, I believe it is, we went to Montreal for the International Jazz Festival. We had, I'm a native of Tucson, Arizona. My husband's a Philadelphian, thus the
the
Eagles
Eagles.
shirt today.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, we beat you today.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Mm.
Not a good day, but no,
Mhm.
it's all right. It's
Yeah,
all
it
right.
was.
But we drove up to Montreal, and the first night there was two free concerts for like an hour each in a huge outdoor area, and the stage was really high. I mean, it was taller than I was from where they had the photographers sitting, and I had a pass, and it was I was holding the camera over my head. Well, Michael Reynolds very generally he said, you can come up around the back way and come up there. And so for that concert, being invited to shoot from the side wings and all,
Yeah.
and up on the concert, that show I was up on the stage and there was a moon out there. This was, I think, July of 2015. And they sang Harvest Moon. Raul sang Harvest Moon.
Oh, Neil Young.
And
Perfect,
Michael
perfect.
Guerra, waved to me, come here to look, because from where he was, he could see the moon.
Oh,
But during
wow.
that show, I took pictures from behind the guys up there on the stage. To be up on the stage, to experience what it's like for them to look
Yeah.
out over a massive audience of people was astonishing. I actually have a picture framed in 8 by 10 of my husband in the crowd. He was so surprised. He didn't know I was going up on the stage. So he
Oh my
saw
God.
me and he's like waving like this. So I have this picture of him in the crowd waving.
Oh,
We
wow.
have free, so it wasn't even the guys. And then actually in June of 2016, I had sent some pictures to them, and Paul took me aside and he said, "Did you know you got the centerfold?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He said, the All Night Live album, the centerfold, where Eddie's just sort of turned and looking back, and Raul is standing there. That's my photo, and that's I can easily say that they're wonderful concerts, many different experiences, but that and to be
Oh,
recognized with my photography to be a centerfold of an album was pretty amazing.
that is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. I never
Mark?
thought of getting up on stage. Wow.
Mark, do you have any
Unbelievable.
well, you probably tried, I'm sure. Um,
Those barricades.
She's still
Mark, do you
screaming
have any
about it.
shows coming up?
Man, we're focusing right now. I haven't. We're still working on a schedule for this next year. I really just wanted to get back to releasing some new music and get our record label back up and everything. So we're working on some things, but we're probably gonna be getting back out to a lot of the places that I've been visiting lately, like Phoenix. Phoenix, Arizona has an amazing. I made a whole new family out there with musicians and people that I've been introduced to by like Francine Reed and Andy Gonzalez out there. Memphis is another one, but we're going to put together some dates. But right now, at the moment, we're going to be finishing up this new record and putting out a bunch of singles coming out hopefully in January, February. We're going to start just one after another. Got a bunch of new material that we've been sitting on for a while, so
And
we'll
this is
announce
your
some
own
dates.
record label that you're doing?
Yeah. So just Verge Music is what we call it, but it's
Good.
getting everything relaunched. But more importantly, we've been just getting back to just clearing the backlog of material that I've been writing for the last few years, and it's been a bit of a roller coaster. And then we're finally starting to see everything kind of come to life again. So I'm just going to be doing that, and we'll announce some shows before long, hopefully.
You keep us posted so I can help promote it for you, and
Oh,
also
man.
make sure you send me the Christmas and where they can pay to download the music for you.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
you need that coin like everybody else.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely. We definitely like to support you.
Annette, you want to do that prayer? Because I think we may be
I'm
running over
going to go
time
ahead
on
and
your
do the
limit.
prayer. Joni, in the effort to conserve time, can we bypass the meditation tonight?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm sorry about that, but I'll go ahead and do Karen Sharini's prayer, because again, I think that's the most uniting for us. And then I'll let you all go. But I want to thank Mark for being here. Thank you so much. I mean,
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks a lot, Mark.
Thank
I
you.
could listen to you talk
Honored to
about
have you here.
music all day long.
Yeah.
I think
I think it's
we
another.
were separated at birth.
Yeah, right, right.
I think
It's
she's
so
also having a
cool.
moment because she thinks you kind of look like Raul.
I've gotten that.
If
I've
I
gotten
threw,
that. I
if I
swear I'm
threw
not
a few
impersonating
back,
him.
if I threw a few
You're going to
back,
hear her screaming in a minute.
you know, a velvet
Watch out, Mark. You're in
jacket,
trouble now.
a
Uh-oh.
velvet jacket doesn't hurt.
She'll be stalking your
Yeah.
tour bus in no time.
You can always
Take
find
it.
the bus.
I'll take it.
So I'm gonna read and I thought Karen would be here tonight, but she'll see it on the live. So we gather with open hearts and shared intention, calling on the deepest forces of healing and compassion. Raul Malo has given the world beauty through his music, and now we offer ours in return, united in hope and care. May every illness within him, cancer and LMD, be lifted. May his body be restored to balance. May his spirit be fortified with peace and resilience. And may comfort surround him in every moment. We ask for healing in every form, through medicine, through rest, through love, and through the unseen energies that move through all life. To the sacred presence, whether known as God, Spirit, Creator, or simply love, we ask, protect Raul, guide his recovery, and bless those who care for him. Let him feel the strength of every person who holds him in their heart and the power of this shared prayer. May Raul feel the love that surrounds him from his family, his friends, and from his other family, the Mavericks fans who stand with him in spirit. May that love be a source of comfort, courage, and healing. May this be a turning point. May healing begin anew. May Raul be embraced by grace and lifted by the love of many. We believe in the power of unity. We believe in the possibility of healing. We believe in Raul, and we trust in the enduring strength of love and light to carry him forward. Amen.
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 And I can't thank you enough, Randy, for getting Mark here tonight.
Yeah.
This has
Listen,
been so
it's
great.
all him. We're just
You
grateful that
guys.
he's able to do it.
This has been
Thank
so
y'all so
great.
much.
And
Thank
for the
you,
new
Annette.
people I see here, I'm so happy here. Hillary, I'm so glad you made it. I miss Judy
Thank you.
tonight. I'm going to message her when we're done, but I'm sure she'll see it on the Facebook. And then tomorrow, going forward, we are at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think Randy put out a message about it. And Krista's happy. That's all that matters is Krista's happy. Amen.
All that counts. That's the reality.
And it'll be 7 days, 5 p.m.
And
I
there's
hope
a new
it's
login
able
code too.
No, there's no new login code.
Don't say that. I have to go fix the whole
Yeah,
thing
everybody's
again.
gonna freak out, Ken.
We'll kill everybody.
So
Jeez.
hopefully, and then I want to remind everybody on Facebook, you're welcome to come over to the Zoom site if you like. The code does not change. And everybody, son bienvenidos aquí con nosotros. We would love to see you here in the Zoom side. Share your stories, share your pictures. Tomorrow is Malo Monday. You know what that means. We all get to share pictures. And we remain Malo strong. I thank you all for being here. Thank you for loving Raul and helping all of us to lift him up in prayer and some positive vibes. Mark, you're welcome here anytime. Mucho
Thank you.
gusto.
Absolutely.
And Randy,
Wayne, thank you. I appreciate you stopping by.
and we will see you
Great.
tomorrow at 5, everybody. Have a great night.
Good night,
Thank
everybody.
you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.